didn't know. And I was like, well, just go click on their name.
Are you recording too?
No, I'm not. I didn't know if we were ready yet.
Oh, okay. I figured
I'm not awake yet.
before we started talking, we might as well just hit record and see what delightful
Yeah,
things we
probably.
can capture, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Barnyard Language. Thank you for joining us here today. Katie, we'll start with you again. What's happening on the farm? What's happening in your life? What's the news?
Well, that woodpecker is back out here, Arlene. So if I lose track, that's why. For our listeners, I have a bunch of bird feeders that hang on the porch just outside my office window, which is a nice little reason to look away from the computer screen. Last year, I ended up at the optometrist thinking that I had some sort of horrible eye problem, and she said it was just from not blinking enough when I'm staring at my computer screen all day. So I hung a series of bird feeders to have something to look at that's further away, but now I spend a lot of time looking at the bird feeders.
And getting slightly distracted.
Or majorly distracted,
But
yes.
you're blinking.
But I am blinking, so that's good. With my history of melanoma, there is a risk of melanoma developing behind your eye, which is obviously a very, very bad thing because
Yeah.
it's not easily detectable. So I get a lot more vision screenings, and anything like eye pain gets addressed a lot faster, which has its perks
Yeah.
because, I can get into the eye doctor really quickly. Downside, it's hard to tell when something is just eye strain or when it's like bad.
Yeah, something you really need to look at.
Yeah. Jim let the ram lambs out into the yard this morning, into the barnyard. So we've got a roving band of teenage boys causing problems out there. They're very happy.
How's the fencing holding up?
Don't say it, Arlene.
That's a bad question to ask,
No,
isn't it?
don't say it. Yeah. Um, Other than that, things are good. The trip to Chicago was amazing. I
Remind
assume
me, you went without your family, correct?
without my family, with a friend who was also without her family. We went to the Shed Aquarium, which was, I'm guessing, a lot more fun without kids. We're planning to go next year and take the kids, at which point hopefully they'll be old enough to enjoy it. And, you know,
Just a different experience without
basic,
kids, right? Still fun.
yeah, yeah. We went on an architecture boat tour in the rain, went to the aquarium, basically did fuck all else. Ate a lot of donuts. A lot of donuts. It
That
was
sounds
amazing.
delightful.
I thoroughly recommend it. I had no idea how good it would feel to be in a place where nobody expected anything from me. Um, that was very nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are things in your world, Arlene?
Things are good. We are going through a bit of a heat wave at the moment, which is a bit hard on people and cows, but you can almost see the crops growing in the fields. So good for them, I guess. But yeah, the fans are definitely cranked up high in the barn, and we're doing all right. It's not the heat; it's the humidity. I think we're probably in a fairly similar climate to you. So I mean, it's that humid weather where you walk outside and you can just feel yourself breathing. So
Yeah, it's anytime you get out of the shower and you feel like you're actually getting damper through the day than you were straight out of the shower
yeah,
is kind of a,
yeah. There's
oh,
definitely been some multi shower days for sure.
yeah, yuck.
And like I mentioned last week, I spent a few days at a cottage with the extended family, so that was fun. Um, and we're entering a new stage where, so between my siblings and myself, we have 13 kids, and they're between the ages of 17 and 7. So we packed them all in a fairly short amount of time. So things were super chaotic for a while, when we had lots of babies and toddlers. But now, my parents had rented multiple cottages. So the adults all slept in one, and then there was kind of the middle-aged kids in another, and a bunch of the teens slept in the other one. And it's an amazing feeling to be able to, get up in the morning and not have woken up through the night, or not be terrified that someone is going to drown at every moment because they can all swim. I mean, we're still keeping an eye on everybody, but no one's in floaties anymore. There's no toddlers that are going to, topple into the water and not be able to get out. So yeah, it's a whole different world we're in. I mean, now we're also juggling kids with jobs and that kind of stuff. So it's different logistic wise, but it's definitely a different experience, and it's nice to see all the cousins hanging out and getting along for the most part. I mean, all the cousins got along. Of course, there was, the usual sibling fighting, but my sister and I were actually thinking of something this morning, Katie, and I'm going to have to make up a graphic or something to go with it. Her suggestion was like a sibling.
Which sister? Just to
My
clarify.
older sister, who has not yet been on the podcast, but I will
Okay.
invite her someday. So you haven't met her yet. But we were talking about making up like a weekly kids sibling challenge. So ways to make fighting more challenging and entertaining. So some of her suggestions were, every insult has to rhyme, or I mean, you're only allowed to talk in say a British accent, use a foreign language, so those types of things. So if you have any suggestions for there was an exercise challenge, so every time you fight you have to do a number of burpees, or mine actually was inspired by yesterday. It was my we're recording on Thursday, my birthday was on Wednesday, and I took my kids to a local beach. We've got lots of lakes and rivers in our area, so we went to one that was a little further away for a change of scenery. And so I was saying that it was nice to go somewhere new to fight with each other. So, one of the challenges could also be like, you're on vacation, you might as well fight while you're there. So if you have any
Yeah,
other
I know
suggestions for me.
another mom friend messaged me this week to reiterate how pointless it is to go on a family vacation because you're just parenting more inconveniently. You're
Yeah, in a
not
new location with
really on vacation.
less of your
Yeah.
normal advantages.
Might I suggest though, Arlene, that you could add a cleaning challenge to that they can only fight while they're cleaning the house.
Yeah, or doing
You
chores in
know,
the
yeah,
barn so they're further
yeah,
from you.
something. Get them, get
Yeah,
them to work.
do an
You know,
activity while fighting.
yeah. In the barn, I feel like maybe you're more at risk of shit throwing, but
Eh,
eh,
it
that's how they
happens, it
learn.
happens. Yeah, they're gonna get
Yeah,
dirty anyway.
yeah. There is that. We had a fight going this morning because the girl child was upset about something and the boy child was trying to cheer her up, and she was mad that he was talking to her, and he was mad that she was mad that he was talking to her when he was trying to cheer her up. It was very
Circular.
much drama.
Yes.
Um,
And
yeah,
he's trying
they're
his
very
best.
sweet, but he really is. Yeah, they are very sweet, but they're still 4 and 5.
Yeah.
So, take that how you will.
And then we had another show this past weekend. Went to a local small town fair and brought a few heifers to show in their open show. And we reached another new milestone, which I didn't realize was a milestone, but I was helping out with the show string, and the boys were kind of done with what they were doing. And so it was a pay one price fair, so they already had their bracelets on, and they asked if they could go to the midway, and we said yes, just stay together. And they went, and did rides, and when they were done they came back, and it was delightful. And I did not go on any spinny rides or bumper cars to hurt my back or anything. So that's a new milestone that I didn't know was a thing that I was looking forward to. But now when it's our fair in a couple of weeks, I might actually, go on a ride or two with them, but we'll see. For this time, it worked out.
That's an amazing milestone. I fully support that.
Yeah, no spinny rides that day.
Yeah.
And this is going to be our last episode for a little bit, right, Katie? We're going to
Our
take
last new episode.
last
Yeah.
last update, because
Yes.
we're going to do
Yes.
for the weeks of August, we're going to rebroadcast some episodes. So you're not going to hear any updates from us for 4 weeks. So we're going to have to actually take some notes about what we have done in the last month, because I'm sure people are going to
Mine's just going to be the same, Arlene.
same thing over and over again. You
Got
might
distracted by birds.
Okay.
Kids fought about useless shit. Animals
There's
ran away. I
yeah,
mean,
there's
there you go.
animals.
That's what's going to happen in August.
Okay, well,
There you
I
go.
might have a few other things. I don't know. All
Yeah,
these new
well,
milestones are coming up that I didn't know about. So anyway, don't miss us too much. We're going to rebroadcast some of our early episodes in case you're a new listener and you haven't heard them, or if you've been with us from the beginning. What you could do is maybe share them with a friend who you think would enjoy them. So we will go ahead, Katie. You're going to say something.
Arlene, am I correct that our first new episode back will be the first episode of season 2, aka
Yes.
the first annual anniversary episode
Yeah, yeah, and we
with
have
a special co-host, co-interviewer?
yeah. What is
Somebody
she?
else interviewed
A
us. I don't
guest.
know what to call
Yeah, a
that.
guest. I think she's a
A
guest
guest
host.
interviewer.
Yeah, she's our guest
Thank you,
host, and
Arlene.
we are the
Thank you for
guests.
helping with that.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
we will see you back here in a month's time, and it'll be our first anniversary. And we hope everyone has a super summer and you enjoy our redo episodes. And yeah, keep sharing. We'll still be active on social media and things like that. And we are really looking forward to booking lots of new guests for the fall. So here is our guest for this week.
I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.